Hey everybody, this is my red-clawed crab tank, and today we're going to do some filter maintenance. I've got to get in there and replace the filter pad, so I thought I would give everybody a little bit of a look at how this filter works. I get a lot of questions about it. It is a Tetra Fauna Repto filter or reptile filter. I'm not exactly sure what the name is, but if you look up Tetra Fauna Repto filter or Tetra Fauna Decorative filter, you will find this filter. Right now I've got it covered with little bits of moss, so let's see if we can't just get the moss out of here gently. That's the one piece I had across the back, so we'll just lay that down there for the time being. And I actually had that lying over top. You can even see where the line was, where it's greener here, and it was darkening there where it was covered up. So we're just going to go ahead and pull this piece off of here as well. And likewise, sit it down there. So that's what the filter looks like unadorned. And this top section comes off. Just has a little notch in there, so it can only go in one way. It locks down into place. It prevents anything from crawling up inside or getting in there. We'll set this down behind me for a moment. And that is your filter. At the very bottom of this pipe is a little pump. I think it pumps 200 gallons an hour. It's not a lot. And then these just take the same filter cartridges that a Tetra Whisper would take, and that gives you an idea of what these look like. Pretty nasty. So now you can see why it was sucking air. What happens is the water has to pass through either filter. There's holes down in the bottom across the front, and the water gets drawn in there on either corner, either back there or over on this side underneath of where this moss is, and it has to pass through the filter on either the right or the left side into the sort of area in the middle where the pump is. So when the filters start getting clogged up, it really prevents the water from flowing freely through them, and the pump winds up sort of emptying that middle section faster than the water can flow back into it, and you wind up starting to sort of suck air up into the system. So that's one of them. Here's the other. It's going to look pretty much the same exact way. We'll get them both out of there at the same time. So that's what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and replace them. It's just a simple matter of putting new filters in and putting the lid back on, and that'll be the end of it. So hang on a minute and I will show you how I do my filters, and then we'll put it back together and we'll call it a video. Okay, so if you're familiar with the Tetra style filters, I don't know if any other brands do this or not, but the way the Tetra works is you will get this little plastic cartridge. Polyester sleeves come with it, or little socks, you could think of them. They slide up over this, then you fold this down, holds it in place, and then that little clip goes on there and holds it in place. And that's fine if you don't mind spending $10 or $12 for 3 or 4 of them, something like that. It's been a long time since I bought them, but I know they were quite expensive for just a few of them. So what I do is I buy a roll of that Polyfill Extra Loft quilting batting. And you can get it at your big chain, Wally World, or any place like that that has a sewing department or crafts department. You'll get a big roll of it. You can cut it into strips or small pieces. You can cut it to any shape you want. What I do is I simply cut these little rectangular pieces, put it over that, fold it around both sides. I end up with something like this. Not very well made or tucked around, but that doesn't matter. I just fold the bottom up, tuck it down into that little groove that it sits in, and you're done. So for about, I don't know, $10 or $12, whatever that roll of batting is, I get this, which gives me, oh, I don't know, maybe 200 of these small squares. I could easily do 150 of these filters or maybe more. This is also what I use to wipe my glass down. It's really good, inexpensive stuff, and it is a lot less expensive than buying the actual replacements for those filters. So let's get back over to the tank and we'll put it all back together and have one last look at it. Alright, since I needed both hands to put it back together and slot those filters in place, I didn't bother filming all that. You saw how we took it apart. We just put it back together pretty much the same way, but in reverse order. And there you have it. So now that you know the inner workings of what goes on inside that filter, it looks a lot less complicated, but it's a really pretty little decorative device. Whether you want to cover it up with moss or vines, you could put pretty much anything on it. You can put your own little pieces of pebbles or gravel on it. You could keep a water bowl on top of there depending on what type of environment you had this set up. It's a versatile little filter, and it fits in something even as small as a 10-gallon tank. Now I'll grant you it takes up a fair amount of room in a 10-gallon tank. This is a 20 long, so if you were to cut 10 inches off of the width of this tank, that's what a 10-gallon tank would look like. So you could see, you could imagine something maybe about this size would be about a 10-gallon tank, and you can see that filter would fit in there nicely. So if you are looking to set up a small tank like this, and I know a lot of my viewers have commented on wanting to do something like this, check that filter out. It's an interesting little way to add a very quick and easy waterfall. I've had quite a few people ask me how I built that, and now you can see that I didn't. It's a simple little filter system that goes in there. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you're not already. You don't want to miss anything I got coming up. I've got several videos I'm working on at the moment. Don't forget, this is my red-clawed crab tank. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you real soon in the next one. Thanks again for watching.